What's up YouTube, FishTankTV.com. Doug here, Doug's Fish Tanks, the channel name. Wanted to show you guys, I haven't done an update in a while. Did a major rescape on the 55 gallon. It was just looking like garbage. I was so disappointed with the way it looked, and I was just upset at myself that I've waited this long to do a big tank like this and then let it get in that that state of disarray. Just plants everywhere. I didn't like it. I think I figured I had too many plants, too much stuff going on. I counted at one point I had like 14 different species of plants. A friend of mine has a saying, don't be a jack of all trades but a master in none, and I felt like that was really what was going on. Some of the tanks I looked at online that I really liked, you guys only have like 4 or 5 different plants and it just looks so much cleaner and nicer. So I got rid of some of the plants that just didn't really belong, didn't really go, and narrowed it down. I made a plan this time. I feel like that's a very valued thing. Write it down. Like, I drew my tank out. You don't have to be a master artist, just draw it out. It made it so much simpler whenever I was actually putting it together. I finally got the driftwood to sink and got it in there. It took about 2 weeks of floating it outside, which isn't bad from what I understand. Some people say they float theirs for months before they sink, so it was probably already prepped at the pet shop. It just really dried out. But yeah, I moved some plants around. I attached some anubias to the driftwood. The only thing I still feel like doesn't really belong, just seems out of place, is all this star grass here. I just didn't really know what to do with it. There's just so much of it and it just grows out of control. So I'm hoping to kind of make a carpet out of it if it keeps growing like that. Just keep it trimmed down, keep it cut short and replant the clippings. The only plant that I really didn't move would be this Madagascar lace here, just because they don't really like being moved around too much. And it's doing really well there. It grows a new leaf about every 2 weeks or so. So I really like that. I got some new fish since the last time, I think. These Madagascar rainbows here. They're actually, from what I understand, they're actually kind of a rare fish. Most pet shops only get them in either on accident or as misidentified as other fish. That's the male back there, you can see with the red on his tail, and that's pretty much the reason why I got these fish, is just because that male was so beautiful that I got 1 male and 2 females, because you can't just have one rainbow, you'll get all stressed out. They do have 1 more male there that just doesn't have near the color that he has, but the pet shop that I go to, every month or so they have a sale on fish. And not this week, but next week I think they're having 25% off all freshwater fish. So if he's still there next week, maybe I'll go and pick him up and maybe a couple more females, just because they add a lot of movement to the tank and I really like them. I'm trying to cut back. I don't want to have, I laugh when people call it the Noah's Ark effect, where you get 2 of this fish and 2 of that fish, but I'm trying to keep it not necessarily single species, but I don't really want to be adding a bunch more species. I did put a beta in here just because my roommate wanted him, and I didn't think any of these fish would really bother him, so I threw him in there. Picked him up about a week ago, and I also got some Amano shrimp. You can see one of them down there, just to help with algae control and whatnot. I think some of the ghost shrimp are starting to die off. But yeah, that's pretty much the new tank. I think it looks a lot better. Like I said, I still don't really like this star grass just being there in the middle, but hopefully as it grows into a carpet it will look better. And I may try to replace all this Rotala back here with like Ludwigia or something. The Rotala just seems to grow all corkscrewy, and I want something that grows more straight up instead of, it just keeps getting like all tangled up in all my other plants. You can see like back there, it's all tangled up in the jungle vow, and it gets all tangled up in the lace. But that's pretty much it. I've been working a lot of overtime recently to get some more stuff. I ordered all the stuff for a DIY CO2 kit, and right now I'm waiting on the pH controller. If that's the last piece, so I'll definitely do an update once all that comes in. Can't wait to get that up and running. And I've also set up another smaller tank that I just had laying around, so I'll do an update with that tank in a little bit once it gets more established and get some plants growing in it. Alright, peace out, rate, subscribe, comment.